All right, ready അല്ലേ രണ്ടുപേരും? Yes. So Adya, your 1 minute starts now.
Perfectly envision with the ideal that our country stands for, that is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and what our new education policy of 2020 envisages, the entry of foreign universities will definitely benefit the higher education sector in our country. Now, on what basis do I make this assertion? A three-pronged argument to substantiate the same. To begin with, the prevention of brain drain and retention of talent. We as a country have the biggest youth populations when it comes to the world. But even a recent statistical survey revealed by the governmental authorities show how 18 lakh students are set to go abroad this year for higher education. Why is this so? This is because of what they call a lack of exposure in our country. Now, with the entry of foreign universities, what actually happens is that this lacuna is being filled by way of proper research facilities, better infrastructure facilities, interaction with top-class faculty members and international students. Our Indian students now have the opportunity to get access to better research.
Yes, Adya, your time has ended now. Padma, your time starts now.
Quality is just a tool used to promote unequalness in society, quoted by Ivan Illius. My dear ladies and gentlemen, 13,000 petitions were filed in Singapore High Court for the AIL-NUS disagreement, which is proposed to happen in 2025. Interdisciplinary courses finally ended up in disputes. An autonomy given to an international university will cause polarization in the society. As quoted by the knowledge dividend factor by the UNESCO World Report of 2022, it causes further polarization and a knowledge-based economy will not happen in India. Now, the third biggest problem, the cultural exchange in long run will cause cultural imperialism. As one of the friend quoted, it will lead to another East India Company invasion. Today, according to the statistics of Times of India, 36% doctors in US is Indians, 34% in NASA scientists are Indians, it is 28% in IBM, and it is 24% in Microsoft. That much brain drain we are basically experiencing. So, if a foreign university comes to India, the brain drain will become more and it will not contribute to our GDP as well as our development.
Yes, Padma, your time has ended. Now we move to the debate and your time starts now.
Now, it is in fact true that our country is a place where we have social disparity existing with respect to educational access. But the one point that we fail to focus here is, just like we have a provision for reservations being created or scholarships being given to meritorious students in foreign university, a similar scheme can also be introduced in India, whereby it's not just students who can afford the fees that these foreign universities might impose, who can get access to these institutions, but also the deserving meritorious students from that village in India who has the capability to study in the university. We have instances from Harvard University, Oxford University, where people standing as waiters in hotels have made it to their programs there. And it is because of the exact same scheme. So it is completely untrue to say that only the rich will be able to afford the courses.
Improves
when in
access.
fact there are...
Adya, thank you. Padma.
Meritocracy, as mentioned by Harvard and Oxford University, will not stand substantiate in Indian context because India's caste system and the affirmative action is based for the development of the very lower classes. So the meritocracy proposed by Harvard University and Oxford University cannot substantiate in an Indian context, and they will not do for an Indian context. And next thing, foreign universities branding education and institutions that can be only financial gains. How can they focus on the development of a society?
Adya.
All right, to tell you how it directly contributes to development, when we have foreign universities entering the Indian sector, what we have is a diversification of choices. So the students who want to select and can afford to be in these universities can now opt for such universities with such facilities, while on the other hand, we still have national level institutions open to other students, so that the major imbalance when it comes to the number of students in our country and the number of educational institutions, this imbalance and this disparity is being rectified, whereby we have greater accessibility to seats and thereby we have a better population coming into India's development sector.
As my friend just now highlighted that, the issue of access is very dividend. National university and international university. There itself, it causes a dividend in the society. How can it cause to a development? Again, coming back to next point, we can just quote the Mongolia experience back in 1990s. Mongolian colleges were flooded with international universities back in 1990s. Today, the gross enrollment ratio there is 78%. But what they lack is skilled laborers and researchers. We have more doctoral degrees in Mongolian countries. but we don't have productive workers there.
Yes, Adya.
What my friend fails to understand is the fact that the reason why Indian students do not get jobs in our own country is because of the very same skill issue. And it is to rectify this skill issues that we are attracting foreign talent so that we do not get left out with the major developments of the world. Collaborations with foreign university and Indian universities can now seamlessly happen when they are in our country. And adding just one more point, the quality of education in Indian institutes is also set to improve because of the competitiveness of the market. With
Right.
better players entering, everybody will seek to improve their quality,
Yes.
and that is what we envisage.
Right, Adya.
I would like to enlighten that Mongolian experience is purely because of the influx of international universities. And my friend stated about the quality issue. The higher education financial agencies recently allotted 455 crore for the development of infrastructure. We already have the National Digital Library and Swayam courses. So we are already on the set path. And the brain drain issue. Indian graduates are competent enough. That's why they are got placed in international firms. According to the Indian Migration Index, 13 lakh students migrated from India last year, but 25 lakhs employees migrated. Even though brain drain is an issue, Indian graduates are selected for their meritocracy in international world.
Yes, Adya.
In any way, my friend, whatever you said only supports my argument because we are already on the path of development. And the introduction of further foreign universities, foreign technology, latest trends will only further this vision of ours, wherein we have a win-win situation, wherein we have good talent and now good talent which is now
Right.
exposed with good resources as well.
Yes, Adya and Padma, your time has ended. രണ്ടുപേരും ഒന്ന് കൈ കൊടുത്ത് പിരിഞ്ഞോളൂ. നല്ലൊരു കൈയടി കൊടുക്കുക. This was our 6th pair on stage.
Federal Bank Speak for India, Kerala Edition Season 8 in association with Madhubhumi.